about yourself. If you have attended several interviews, let's say you have attended 100 interviews, I can bet you that 99 times out of the 100 times, or out of the 100 interviews that you have attended, you would have been asked this question: tell us about yourself. Hi there, my name is Yetunde. You're welcome to my channel. If this is your first time of coming across my channel, thank you. Do well to subscribe. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you also for returning. Alright, so my work in this video is very simple. I'm here to share with you tips to help you ace your tech role interviews. Are you interviewing for a tech role? Are you looking for tech jobs? In this video, I share with you tips that will help you to just ace your tech interview or tech role interview. So come along with me. Let's get right into it. So the first tip for me, or the most important tip for me as an individual, and these tips have worked for me, right? So my first tip will be: understand the role that you are interviewing for. Or I've seen people come into interviews and they don't even understand the role that they are interviewing for. All right, the position that they are interviewing for. Maybe because of desperation, maybe for whatever reason, they probably didn't even, they just saw the vacancy and they just applied. All right, so they do not even understand what the role is about, and then when they come in, you start asking questions and then they are unable to answer. So do yourself a favor. If you have applied for a role, all right, or a job position, and they've called you for an interview, ensure that, if you are not sure, you can ask the person that called you. Really, you can always call back the number and say, oh, I'm so sorry, I'm not sure what this interview is all about, could you elaborate? So ask questions. Be sure about the role that you are interviewing for, and make sure that you understand the role, all right, that you are interviewing for. So let's give an example. Say, for example, you are interviewing for as a data analyst. Ensure that you understand what it means to be a data analyst. Ensure that you are qualified for that role, all right, before. Make sure that your experiences qualify you for that role before you attend the interview. Don't just attend an interview. Be sure that the interview is perfect for your experiences. The role you are applying for, or that you applied for, or that you are interviewing for, matches your experiences. All right, so that's the first tip for me. Now, tip number 2 will be: research the company that you are interviewing for. You are interviewing with an organization. Go ahead and check their website, check their social media, check their LinkedIn pages and all of that, and find out as much as you can about them. Now, what if they do not have a lot of digital footprint? Again, I think that you can ask questions from the person that called you to invite you for the interview. Ask them questions. Oh, which organization it is? Could you explain to me what your organization is all about? What are your core values and all of that? Before the day of the interview, make sure that you find out as much as you can about the organization that you are interviewing for. Now, tip number 3: calm down. Don't be nervous. The people that are interviewing you, they are human beings like you, so calm down. So when they ask you a question, if you don't understand, you can buy time by saying, oh, I didn't understand you, could you explain, could you elaborate? So take your time before you answer the questions. Ensure that you understand what you are being asked, and then you give the answer to what you are being asked. Now, again, there are some questions that are not one size fits all. They do not have a specific answer, so to say. So again, ensure that you understand the question that you are being asked, and that you answer it as concisely and as elaborately as you can. So tip number 4, all right, outline when you are asked whatever question you are asked. Ensure that you answer it as elaborately as possible in the shortest time possible. All right. Now, tip number 5: be confident. Wear confidence, right? If it's a virtual interview, ensure that you look into the camera, all right, and wear a smile. Smile as you answer the questions. Don't frown your face. Don't shake your leg. Don't keep looking left, right. Keep looking directly into the camera and answer the questions with a smile. If it's a physical interview, also ensure that you sit still. Stop shaking your legs, stop moving your hand up and down. Sit still. Pick one of the interviewers, look at the person directly, and answer your question. When you're answering another question, you could look to another interviewer, look directly at them, and answer your question. So, wear confidence. All right, that is what will make them know that yes, you are a professional, you understand what you're talking about, and wear a smile as you answer your questions. All right, now tip number 6, do not get your interview late. Whether it's a physical interview or a virtual interview, do not get there late. For virtual interviews, I recommend that you join the meeting room maybe 10 minutes before the time. Say your interview is 11. By 10:50, try to join the meeting room. What if you have internet issues? What if something happens? So if you join early, if you try to join the meeting early, that gives you time to quickly resolve whatever issues you may have, you may encounter. Imagine that it is at 11 on the dot, you want to start joining the meeting and your internet fails. What then do you do? But if you attempt to join the meeting as early as possible, then you'll be able to fix whatever needs to be fixed before the interview time. And if it's a physical interview, getting there early makes you to helps you to be able to calm down. All right, you will not be nervous. But if you get there late, you are all sweaty, you are all nervous, and that might affect the output of your interview. So ensure that you arrive for your interviews as early as you can, whether physical, whether virtual. Do not get your interview late. All right. So now, the last but not the least tip for me is that, all right, for me, the last but not the least tip, all right, that I'll be sharing today is ensure that you prepare questions to ask the interviewer. At the end of the interview, they will ask you, do you have questions? No, make sure that you have questions. Make sure that you ask them questions, even if it is just two. Ensure that you have prepared a question or two questions or three questions to ask the interviewer. That makes them know that you are not just a yes person. You are not just somebody that can be pushed around. You also have your own questions. So ensure that you prepare two or three questions, either questions about the role, either questions about the organization culture, their remuneration package, and all of that. Ensure that you ask those questions, all right, because those questions will also help you to determine whether this is an organization I would like to join or not. Now, another tip for you, bonus tip if you allow me call it that, is that know the industry standard of remuneration for the role that you're applying for, so that when they ask you how much are you looking at, you are not answering, you are not saying I think you should give me whatever it is you pay in your Ghana. That makes you feel like you are not sure, and um that may make them offer you what is not your worth. I know that most people will say when they ask you, say give pay me what is the remuneration for this role. I don't agree with that. I think that you should know what you are worth, and you should state it. Don't say things like whatever it is the remuneration for this role in your organization or in the industry. No, call a number. So research and know that okay, for this role in this industry, they pay so amount, maybe they pay 500,000. So say it and say, oh, for my role, for my level, I'm an entry level data analyst, and I know that for an entry level data analyst the remuneration is about 200,000 to 250,000. So that's what I'm looking at, that's the range I'm looking at. So say it. Don't say things like whatever. What if they offer you lower than what is industry standard? So know what is industry standard, know what your value is, and attach a price to it. Now if they ask you to justify, then that also you should justify. okay, I think I deserve this because I've done XYZ. I have XYZ number of years of experience. I've done XYZ certifications. So be able to justify the amounts that you're asking for. I have XYZ experience. This is what I'm bringing to the table. This is the value I'm coming to add to your organization. Say all of these things with confidence and name your price. Don't let any interviewer intimidate you to call a price that is below what your value is. All right, so I hope that these tips has helped you. Now, lastly, before I go, let me help you answer the question I asked at the beginning of this video. Remember the question, tell us about yourself. So how do you answer this question? So I like to answer this question in three ways, or should I say, I like to divide this question into three. So the first part is I tell you about myself, my academic background, my academic qualification. Then I tell you about myself as a professional. It is at this place or at this point where I highlight my job, my experience. I highlight the project I've worked on, the challenges I faced in the project, how I was able to mitigate those challenges, or how I was able to tackle those challenges. It is at this point that I also highlight my strengths, my technical skills, my soft skills. All right. Now, the last part of answering this question is where I tell you about myself, my personal self, or how do I put it? Yetunde outside of work. I tell you about my hobbies. I tell you about the things I like to do to relax. All right. So answering this question requires you giving a balanced view of yourself. So when you want to answer this question, just go on and reel out only your experiences. Remember that you are not only a professional, there are also other aspects to you. So try to answer the question of tell us about yourself by highlighting, as a way of recap, highlight your academic qualification, your certifications, highlight your technical strengths, your expertise, the projects you've worked on, challenges you faced on your project, and how you were able to tackle them, and also highlight yourself outside of work to give a balanced view of yourself. So I hope that this video has helped someone or will help someone to ace their next interview. So if you use the tip from this video and it works for you, I would like you to come back here and leave a comment on this video. All right, so I wish you all the best in your career. If you have an interview, I wish you all the best. Don't forget to like, leave me a comment, share this video, and most importantly, subscribe to my channel. So till I come your way in another video, it's bye for now. Thank you for watching.